Good morning and happy November 1st. Hope everybody is doing well. This is the Brand Momentum Morning Show, and I'm Faith James, your host. Go ahead and come on in and say hi. We have a lot to cover today. Of course, I'm going to leave time to give you your assignment. And as you're coming in, say hi. And of course, share this video, tag a friend or a colleague, anybody that you know who is here for more life. They're really interested in leveling up their ways of being and not just surviving, but really setting a course to thrive, because this is what we do here. This is your daily dose of your vitamin I, which is I for inspiration. So I am just so grateful. It's a beautiful day here in sunny Florida. Hello, my beautiful Jacqueline. Good morning, my love. And it's gorgeous. I didn't do my morning walk this morning because I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. I woke up. Hello, beautiful. Oh my goodness, you're on the plane. I love it. That's dedication, everyone. The beautiful Brenda Swanson is on the plane from Florence to the UK. So I wasn't ready. I woke up and it was 59 degrees. And in my mind, I couldn't get out the door, which is fine because I have a lot going on today and I needed to prep anyway. So I didn't do the morning walk. So my intention is to carve some time out this afternoon, this evening, and do my walk then. But I have to tell you guys, that's been something that I started doing, ever since I shared with you guys that I was diagnosed with diabetes, and it's just become a part of me. And even when I don't feel like going, with of course the exception of this morning because it literally was so cold, I just remind myself that commitment is not a feeling, right? And so this is what I want to share with you. Commitment's not a feeling. If you give your word, which your word is the most important thing that you have, it's the thing that lets people know that they can trust you. And more importantly, it's how you let you know you can trust you. That when you give your word, it means something. It's not just, air escaping, that it actually means something, that people can count on you, that you can count on yourself. So I've started doing this since maybe August. And I mean, it's just been amazing. I'm like the toning, the definition, of course, the weight loss, because I'm sure you can just imagine I do like 5.5, 5.6 miles in the morning. And I developed a friend along the way, my beautiful Florida Gators. And so I literally like look for them in the pond every morning that I go. So it makes it really interesting. You know what I'm saying? So find something that you can be in pursuit of that's going to be getting you closer to your well-being. Because when you first came onto this earth, you were in a state of well-being. That's what you come from, right? You come from God. God is good. God is all things good. And so if you're looking at your life and you're thinking, are the paths that I'm on taking me closer to well-being, whether it's personal, professional, or do you have some habits that are kind of taking you further away from that? Really just get introspective. Yeah, Jacqueline said she walked too. Good on you, my love. I love that. Oh, I can't wait for you to get back. Love, love, love. And thank you. She's like, I mean, fabulous, darling. Exactly. Yes, it's a total choice. And on my mentor call this morning, that's one of the things that we were discussing. The things that successful people do are the things that people who are not successful don't do. But here's the catch. The successful people don't like those things either, right? But the difference is that the successful people make a choice to say, I don't love this thing, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I know this is a thing that gets me on the path to where it is that I've set my vision and my goals. So yeah, Jacqueline, you're totally right. It absolutely is a choice. Yeah, it's amazing when you actually do what you say you're going to do. So this is another reason to be impeccable with your words. I'm kind of using that loosely, but the idea is don't say yes to things that you know internally you mean no. If your yes is a yes, let it be a yes. But if your no is a no, let it also be a firm no. And don't say things. Get out of the people pleasing. You're doing things that people are asking you to do only because you want to be liked. You want people to think that you're amenable, but you really don't want to do it or you can't do it. Just be in your no. Good morning, my beautiful Marcella. How are you? Love that. Good morning, Karen Gorgeous. Tell me your temperature down there, because I was just sharing it was 59 degrees and I like chickened out of my morning walk and pushed it to the afternoon because then it's going to be 80. But I was just not ready for 59 this morning. Yes, eat the frog. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just go for it, because the people who are successful, so it's not that there's some secret magic thing that's going, they don't like to do the things that the other people who are not successful don't like, right? We're all human, but it's a decision point. It's a choice that you say, I'm going, even though, nevertheless. Somebody hashtag that. One of our Momentum Crew's hashtags. Even though, nevertheless. Even though I don't like doing blank, nevertheless, I'm going to do blank because. And the because, you get to connect back into your purpose. And it's not just about making money, because if that's the thing, you can just get on an austerity plan and say, okay, I'm not going to shop as much, and then you'll be fine. You get to really connect into what is a bigger thing that you're here to do. What is the bigger thing that you're here to do? Awesome. Okay. Karen said it was 50 out on the ranch. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to warm up. It's definitely warming up. And yes, do the uncomfortable things anyway. Because if you think about Dr. Martin Luther King, if he was like, yeah, these marches, they're not really comfortable. Like the people are just like acting crazy in the streets. They're trying to kill me. I'm not going to, where would the civil rights movement be? Right? So just some morning things to think about. Good morning, beautiful Judith. Good morning, Amber. Love it. It was 80 degrees. I love it. All right, guys. Share this video, share this, tag your friends. So today is National Authors Day. So who in the Momentum Crew is an author with me? And for those of you watching replay, remember hashtag replay. If you're an author, do hashtag National Authors Day, because I want to recognize you and I want to celebrate you and I want to ask you about the title of your book. And I thought, so today's National Authors Day, that I would actually kick off with my own book. This is Ladies Power Up Your Brand. My friends, and my longtime friend and colleague from the advertising days, Stacey Greg, and I wrote this book together. And what can I say about writing a book? That if it's in you, start. Because your stories are the thing that are so inspirational. Your stories are the things that are so transformational. Your stories are the things that are so instructional. And that there's so many people, so you wouldn't understand this to be true, but they think, oh, this thing, it's only happening to me. Only happening to me. Oh, I lost my job. I'm the only person in the world. I have 2 kids and I'm a single mom and I lost my job. And we tell our stories to inspire, to encourage, to say, hey, you're not alone. And here's how I worked through it. And maybe my story becomes a point of enlightenment for you. So if you have a story and you're not telling it, my loves, with all the love that I have for you, you are being selfish. So, all right, let us check in with the Momentum Crew. Good morning, beautiful Vivian. How are you? Okay, Marcella says me, congratulations and happy National Authors Day, Marcella. Jacqueline says me, and she has a show tonight at 8 p.m. Congratulations and happy National Authors Day, Jacqueline. I know it's a huge accomplishment. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, do the uncomfortable first so you can look forward to the favorite things. It's true, because you know what? Everything, like we have a saying in Jamaica, every day is not Christmas. every day is not going to be Christmas. And then you just get to understand that. You know, one of my favorite books, Don't Sweat the Small Things, don't sweat the small stuff, says life isn't fair and don't expect it to be. So you're like, oh, I have to do this boring thing, or I have to do this thing that I hate or so monotonous. It's okay. It's a part of this journey called life, right? Let's see who are the other. Dora, yes, National Authors Day. Congratulations, my love. Yes, so Jacqueline says her book is This Is Not a Practice Life, and she's going to be a guest on Why I Write. Perfect. Karen says we have a book series. So I've participated in 14 co-authored. Oh, wonderful. Congratulations, Karen. See, happy National Authors Day to you, my love. Yes, thank you. I received that. Good morning, beautiful Susan. She says, fearless every day. Been writing it for 5 years. Keep shifting as I do. Isn't that the truth? I'm working on my third book now, and it's been, I want to say, I at least a year in pulling the content together. And, you know, at some point, you know, we say when we're in the advertising industry, pencils down, because you'll continue tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and oh, let's change the color. And yeah. And so Doris's book is Love Arrested, Love Attempted, Love Avenged. Congratulations to all of you authors. It's a huge deal. I recognize you, I salute you, and I celebrate you. So let us just jump in. I'm going to start in the introduction, just down a ways. And if you don't have the book, you can always grab it on Amazon. So we write. Many of the women we've worked with have urged us to write a book, right? We just talked about this. Well, why are people urging you to write a book? Because they see you either manifested in a way that's, you know, interesting to them, and they want to know how you got there. Like, give me the recipe. To capture our program elements so that they can do it themselves at their own pace, and also put on record the more inspirational stories we've told to motivate them throughout the years. Those of you who have worked with us know that we are fond of sharing our own stories and regaling you with tales of corporate America. Names are always changed to protect the innocent, of course. So we've included some of our favorite personal stories here, along with the nuts and bolts of the personal branding program we've developed. Our book is part art, part science, accessible business know-how based on experience and illustrated with personal stories. We call it Cosmo Meets Harvard. At its heart, it's everything we know and we want to make known about personal branding that will help you get in touch with your authentic self, rediscover who you are meant to be, and use what you find to craft your career or business so you can reach your full potential. Personal branding is about unapologetically embracing who you are, no compromises, right? No, I love that. Yes, Karen sending congrats to all the authors as well. So how will having a strong brand benefit you as a business leader? There are many ways. Here are a few things we know to be true about strong brands. And of course, you know, we're bringing all of our years of experience. So I've been 25 plus years working in corporate branding. So a lot of the work that we've done for big brands like IBM and Microsoft and E.G. Edwards are within this book. When your brand is clear, your ideal customers and clients find you. So that's the operative word, find. It doesn't say when your brand is clear, you know who to go hunt down. You want to be in attraction mode. That is the quintessential benefit of building a brand. So for example, I know many of you may have seen my email that I sent last week about being on Beers with Max. Before he reached out to me in my LinkedIn, I had no idea who Max Trainer was, right? None. And he reached out to me and shared a bit about who he was in his podcast, which he's been doing now for 7+ years. His show has been doing, you know, probably a little bit longer, and wanted to interview me, and then invited me on the live series, which is going to be November 5th with his audience. Now, if, as I like to say, if my brand was looking a hot mess in the streets, do you think he would be looking for me to invite me onto his show? Rhetorical question. The answer is no. And so what I want you to take away from this is that it's not wait until you get an opportunity and then hurry up, go build a standout brand. right? Yeah, see, Jacqueline gets it because Jacqueline's been in my platinum program for like years. Be ready while getting ready. As I like to say, stay ready so you never have to get ready. Because it's like the chicken and the egg. If you don't have a brand that's built, even if your audience is zero, I use this analogy all the time. When you go to see a Broadway play, the actors, the performers, are not determining their level of performance and how much gusto they're going to give to the performance based on the number of seats that are filled. All they care about is curtains, and they go and they give it 1,000% every single night. When you think about Cats, as a for example, and I haven't even seen Cats, one of the longest running shows on Broadway. Every night, like it's the first night, right? Every night, like it's the first night. So if you go to see the show on a Tuesday versus going to see the show on a Saturday, your experience is going to be the same. So it's the same for you. Act like you have a full house, even if there are zero people. I've said this to you many, many times before. When I was just starting on this journey of becoming the CEO of me, and I would do Facebook Lives on my business page, zero people, zero hearts, zero, just zero on top of zero. But you wouldn't be able to tell because I'm not letting that number, I'm not letting that little small, teeny tiny ticker determine who I am and how I show up in the world, because I am the truth and the authenticity of who I am, period. I got this affirmation from Wayne Dyer, and I love it. It's from the book Change Your Thoughts and Change Your Life. And it's all about like the Tao and the way, which is it's Tao, but it's a way. So this is a great affirmation. I'm going to gift it to you all. If you know it, wonderful. Add it to your repertoire. It says, I come from greatness, right? So creator of the universe, I come from greatness. I attract greatness. I am greatness. I come from greatness, right? So you're establishing your creation story. So whatever stories you've been telling yourself before, oh, I'm not that connected. I didn't grow up in this part of the neighborhood where all the cool people live. Cancel that. I come from greatness. Creator of the universe created me. I attract greatness. So therefore, because you come from greatness, the only thing you can attract like is greatness. I am greatness. So your authenticity, you get to see yourself for the truth of who you are. God calls you a masterpiece. Do you know what a masterpiece means? One of a kind. It's not, 10,000 units off of an assembly line. This is a masterpiece, one of a kind. How do we know this to be true? Look at your fingertips, unique. 7 billion people strong on the planet. Every single one of us has a unique, identifiable fingerprint. Think about that. My God. So add this to your affirmation. So it's November. It's November 1st. I want you to think about what you're going to get done for this month, obviously, as we're leading into, all things holiday and festivities and all of the business that's coming in. But you still get to really focus on your business. If that's what you're up to, you really still get to focus on your goals. If you're in corporate or you're, a manager, whatever, like you still get to really focus on what it is that you're doing. So when your brand is clear, your ideal customers and clients find you. So that is why you want to build a brand so that people go, oh my gosh, Marianne, I hear you are the best so-and-so. Jacqueline, I hear, right? Because the word on the street about you is such that your reputation precedes you. And you're not going to get a reputation if you're hiding in your house. If you're, oh, I don't like videos. I don't like the way I look on videos. Get over it, because the mission is greater than you. I forget who it was. I think it was Lindsay, one of the shows that I did, and I was talking about people sometimes like, I don't like the way I look, so I'm not gonna do it. And I said, you know, sometimes I come out and my curls are out. She's like, yeah, nobody's here for your hair. And I mean, how truthful is that? People aren't coming to you to see what your hair looks like to then determine how that's going to impact the money in their bank account. Like you're making this all about you, and it's so not about you. It's about the message. You're the carrier of the message, you're the carrier of the information. So get your ego out of the way. The people don't care that much, if at all. As you know, everybody's listening to WIIFM. What's in it for me? Truth. So when you take yourself out of the equation and just know, hey, you know, I'm the carrier, I'm the vessel for the message. And the message is so important that regardless of what I look like or not prepared or whatever, I still get to come and show. This is why when I say it's about progress, not perfection. Go messy, go crazy, go scared, just go. So let me ask you this, for those of you who are running businesses, today's November 1st, do you have already your November newsletter out? Is that something that you're doing, that you're planning to do? Is that a thing that's scheduled? Yes or no? And so when we're walking around willy-nilly, it's not with intention and it's not with purpose, because basically what you're saying is, I'm just going to see what the day brings. And listen, I can coach you on this because that was me. Because, you know, one of my core brand values is freedom. So don't schedule me, don't overschedule me, don't have me doing too many things. I want to just be able to go with the wind. And so while that's good and important for me, I also get to have the recognition that, you know, I'm running a business, I'm serving other people who look to me to show up and support and serve them, because that's the word that I gave. If you don't want to be in business, then don't be in business. And then you get to just do whatever it is that you want to do. But when you give your word to people that says, I am the so-and-so and I can help you do so-and-so, and you can find me here and there, the people expect to find you. Analogy I use all the time, Publix, my local grocery, whatever it is for you in your town. If they just decided willy-nilly, Monday they're open at 3 p.m, then they closed at 5, and Tuesday they're open at 6 a.m, then they're closing off, you know, take a 2-hour lunch, and then do you know how much chaos would be in the marketplace? So you get to decide. If you give your word, be in integrity, be in alignment with your word. When your brand is different, your competition ceases to exist. So this is one of the things. So last month we had an amazing October branding over brunch workshop session where we worked on the branded bios and the digital media kit. So shout out to those of you who were on there. But this is the key. When the brand is different, when you get to the point where you can articulate what makes you unique, different, special. What makes you unique, different, and special? So let's just say you're in health and wellness and you have come up with this, hair massage oil, which we know on the marketplace, there are thousands of hair massage oils, scalp treatments, if you will. But you've put in yours turmeric, which has the known or unknown benefits for some people of promoting new hair growth. So if you know that majority of the products on the marketplace don't have turmeric as an ingredient, you know, most of it is just like, you know, chemicals, just, you know, not good stuff. And then you have another group of products that are organic, but they don't have the turmeric, and yours is organic, all natural, and you've got the turmeric. You have to be able to articulate that in a flash. So this is work to do. If you can't answer me, here is the category that I'm in, right? So I like to talk about, people want to know where to find you. So the brain needs to know how to process and categorize you. And so you get to let them know, this is the category that I'm in. And here's the thing that I do different than everyone else in the category. If you don't know that, my loves, this is why it feels like you're just churning, because you're trying to stand out in a sea of sameness, right? If you look across a field and it's all, purple lavender, and you're the millionth and 22nd purple lavender, do you think anybody's going to be able to look out over the horizon and find you? But what if you're the one red rose in a sea of purple lavender? They spot you a mile away. What makes you different, unique, and special? When your brand is authentic, you feel supercharged at work and money flows to you with ease. So the authenticity is obviously at the core of what it is to be building your personal brand. If you're trying to do something to fit in just to get the money, so you're using the chameleon strategy, it's not going to work out for a long time. May work for a little bit, but it's not going to be for a long time. So the authenticity is that people get to know the truth of who you are. And here's where you want to go. You want your people to absolutely love you. The people who love you, love you. So we talk about raving fans, but you absolutely also want to have people who absolutely reject you. That no, she's not for me. Do you know why? I mean, that might sound crazy, but why it's perfectly good and what you want to go for. It avoids the time wasters. They've been following me for a while. I am not about the good time Tinas. Do not waste my time. Do not get on my link and book time with me to waste my time. I have clients who are waiting to do one-on-one sessions with. I don't have that kind of time to waste, right? I have people to serve. And so when you jump on and you're not about this life, then I can't be in service to others. So you really want to think about, how do I show up? Do people clearly know what I am about and what I am not about? And so if you're a member of the Brand Accelerator program, for those of you, 4 p.m. this afternoon is our monthly Q&A. So be sure to join me for that. You want to know a DIY way to do it that's actually in the online course, I'll tell it to you here, is to get 10 people that you know and they know you well enough, like not somebody you just met. Let's just even say 6 months a year. And without prodding them, without giving them any other details, you're going to say to them, I would like you to answer the following question. What is it that I do? What is my brand about? And then you close your mouth. If they ask you a question, you have no answers for them. Just write whatever comes up, because that's the truth of the matter. Because if you weren't standing there, you weren't on the phone, and somebody else came up to them and say, hey, I just met Karen, over at the other conference room. Tell me again, what is it that she does? Karen's not going to be standing there going, hey, here are the cliff notes. Tell them this, tell them that. So you want to replicate the truth of what that experience might be. Now, if this is somebody that is so let me just caveat this. I'm not saying a friend who's not in the industry, don't get too many of those, because, they may know you, but they don't know your professional life. So you want to have a mix. And if it's somebody that's known you over a year and they're drawing a blank, they can't answer this question, even just what it is that you do, that's feedback for you. Feedback. That's telling you that you have work to do. Clarity, one of the 10 C's of branding, is missing, because if somebody that you know well, 6 months, a year plus, cannot articulate what it is that you do, they can't even give like a couple few key words. They don't know. What do you think is going to happen for other people who don't know you? What do you think is going to happen for other people who just met you at a conference? What do you think is going to happen for somebody who saw you on a 20-person summit? Your brand is so unclear, they've forgotten you were even on stage. No bueno. So the authenticity, here's an easy way. 10 people who know you. Don't prod them with anything else. What is it that I do? What is my brand about? You can take it verbally, or you can have them send it to you in an email. And then when you get the 10 responses, you look at it. What you're looking for is convergence and divergence. So if the way that you articulate to the public, this is what I'm about, if you're seeing words come back that you tend to use, then you go, okay, good. So there's convergence here. They said this, and I say this. If the majority of the responses have zero to do with what you do, you're like, what are they talking about? You know you've got work to do. Don't go mean mug them, and don't go like, oh, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. How could you not know? This is a true story. A colleague of mine shared a post where somebody was in a group. I don't know what type of group, maybe a business group, and somebody, looking for the recommendations or whatever. And this person was basically like mad at the people because, well, I've been in this group for so long. You guys don't know what ma'am, that's your responsibility. That's not the people's responsibility. And so let that just be a wake-up call for you. Get clarity, simple, easy, DIY way to do clarity. Obviously, the preferred and professional way is to do a 360 brand survey where the information comes anonymously and it's offered by a third party. So for me as a strategist, you would give me your email of your people in your circle of influence. We send out the survey, and you don't know who said what when the data comes back. I don't even know. As a strategist, I don't know, because it comes in anonymous. That's when you get real truth, right? Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. That's when you get real truth. Okay, and when your brand delivers real value, you become irresistible and irreplaceable. Value, value, value. So you get to audit your way of showing up. If you looked at your posts, your engagement for the last month, what percentage of the posts are just you, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, enroll in my stuff, subscribe to my stuff, get my stuff, versus, hey, here are top 5 things you need to do when it comes to promoting hair growth. Women, we get into our mid to late 50s, and hair loss tends to be one. Here's some quick at-home things that you can do. Let me know which one you like. I love number 3 personally, but would love to hear from you. Like, that would be a post where you're not buy my stuff, buy my stuff. You're showing up and you're giving value and you're serving your people just because. So audit, this is part of homework, audit let's do last month. Are you showing up with value, or are you buy my stuff, subscribe to my stuff, get my stuff, enroll in my stuff? Listen, hear me loud and clear. We are running a for-profit venture. So we're not saying give away stuff as a business model. But when the people see you, and the only thing that's coming out of your mouth often, early, and always is, hey, I'm selling this, I'm selling this, I'm selling this. And there's no give and take. Even worse, they don't see you for months. And then you pop up, oh, hey, I'm having an event. Here's a link, come. And we haven't seen you in months. It's like, how now, brown cow? Right? That's when you're a taker and a user. Okay, so let me jump in. Okay. Yes, I love this. Amber, beautiful, of course. Jacqueline, when's your birthday? Yes. Stop making up stories about yourself. Like the one thing to believe is God says you're a masterpiece. God says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. What else do you need to know? There's really nothing else. Yeah, peace of mind is so huge, Karen. Like I've been in such gratitude for Pete. Like that has been my thing. Because as I said to you, the money's going to come anyway. So there's even no need to really put the money on. Like, be in the way of Solomon. Solomon just said, give me wisdom and understanding, God. And God was like, great. You didn't ask for riches. You wanted peace, and you wanted wisdom and understanding. I'm going to give you wisdom and understanding. And bonus, I'm going to give you so much money it can't be counted. which is exactly what he did. Okay, so Jacqueline's doing a 21-day mind and body transformation. Okay, so this is to the question about November. So Karen says she writes a farm report every week, and perfect. Love it, because here's what's so genius about this. The know, like, and trust. When you think about how to get people to engage with you and engage with your brand, it's not an overnight thing. I'm not just going to meet you today and be like all up in your brand the next day, right? You have to demonstrate a willingness to be seen, and you have to do a good job of connecting with people on a human level. So even though we're in this, Zoom, StreamYard situation, you have to remember you're still a human and you have to connect. You get to connect like a human. So doing a little bit of the behind the scenes, what's going on. It's why I tell stories. It's why I tell stories of my actual life. It's why I share with you about my diabetes. Why I share with you about, going on the morning walk and then chickening out this morning because it was like 59 degrees. I'm like such a Floridian now. Well, listen, I'm from Jamaica anyway, so that's nothing new. Not trying to do anything below 70s. But when you can connect with people on a human level and share, like, this is why the bloopers from movies are just like some of the top, watched, because people love to see what goes on behind the scene when the camera stop rolling. Like, that's some of the really, really good stuff. Yeah. So yes, the exotic quotient. Yes, you're one of a kind uniqueness. Absolutely. It's what's making me unique, different, and special. Yeah. The blind study that gives you insight on the 24th. Okay, so we're going to send you happy birthday. Perfect. So we'll wrap this section now. So yes, there's a certain amount of rigor required to develop and sustain your brand. Branding ain't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. But when you build it, my God, floodgates. You're standing under the window of heaven, raining down favor when you do the work. When you do the work. When you do it right, branding isn't easy, but we can promise you it will be worth the effort. Whether you're an entrepreneur, freelancer, side hustle, or part of a team, we want to help you discover your personal brand the way big brands do. Before we help you power up your brands, we must warn you about the phenomenon of fake branding. Yes, it's so important. We created a hashtag. Much like fake news, fake branding fails to deliver and leaves out crucial details. Unfortunately, there are plenty of branding knockoffs out there ready to take your money and build you a slick logo and lull you into believing you have built a powerful brand that will attract your ideal clients and help you achieve your goals. Well, here's a truth bomb. Unless you're addressing both the psychological and tangible aspects of your brand while utilizing a foundational blueprint approach, you are not building an authentic brand that will attract your ideal clients and raving fans. So we'll leave that there for now. Suffice it to say, one of the things that makes me different is my agency, you can't just call us up and say, we need a logo. We don't do that. So remember what I said before about being so clear about who you are and what you do, that you attract your raving fans. And then you absolutely have those people who reject it. So if somebody is only in the market for a logo, they're not interested in understanding their brand perception in the marketplace. They're not interested in building a foundational structure that starts with creating a vision. They just like, I just want a logo. This company is not the one for you. So those people, I will not do business with. I will not get their money. They will not work with me. Do you get what I'm saying? That you get to absolutely attract and you get to absolutely repel. The attraction mode for me is if you really want to build, right? Like scripture tells us, your house on solid foundation, which takes longer to pour, to create the foundation and then to pour the cement and wait for the foundation it takes time. So if you're like, I need it in a hot, quick minute, it's got to, again, not for me. This agency is not the agency for you. There are plenty of people out there who their business model is predicated upon just building assets. Need a logo, need a banner, they don't care if what you're creating, here's the difference. They don't care if what you're creating is on brand. How about that? They don't care. Because listen, you may know no different. You may think this is the greatest idea you've had, and you're going to spend $2,000 creating, you know, a retractable banner and some artwork. But what you're doing, your message is either in competition with what your brand is all about, or it's completely muddying the waters for you. They don't care. That's not their business. They're going to create what it is that you pay them to create. So what we do that's different is we create the brand from the ground up, just like a house, just like a solid foundation. You can't say, oh, I want a bay window and I'd like some skylights. Jacqueline knows. Jacqueline and her hubby are developers. Foundation. And we can't start talking about if it's modern or traditional. Foundation, square footage of the lot. How deep do we want to go? Is there, a water system? How deep in bedrock do we? All of those things take extra time. But if you don't want your house to be blown away in a hurricane, you're going to do it. Right? Absolutely. I love that. Amber says the law of attraction is real. It takes time to create a masterpiece. Yes. Evidence the Sistine Chapel. And it takes longer now for COVID. That's funny. So guys, so that's what makes me, do you see how I can just articulate that to you about what makes me different? I need you to do the same for you. You're in real estate. In Florida alone, I don't know how many realtors. Vivian, how many? What makes one realtor, broker, different than another? Because anybody with a license can jump on an MLS. So that's not different. Start thinking about what makes you unique and different and special. And so one of the attendees to the October Branding Over Brunch session, where we're working on your branded bio and your media kit, part of the process for getting to a branded bio is talking about your fascinating facts, but also your astonishing accomplishments and your superpowers. Now, your superpowers, translate that into what makes you special, unique, different. One of my superpowers, I just get God deposits and call those just like downloads, strategic downloads. I can meet you for this, and this is no exaggeration. In 15 minutes, you're telling me what I can have. I have ideas for you like that. My clients have witnessed it. That's a superpower. That's one of the things that makes me unique, different, and special. But it's because I have been tenured in the position. I'm practiced in this work, so I can identify what are the things that I do that are different. Open your ears, be an active listener. What are people saying that you do that's different? That's like, oh, I've never seen this before. Like, oh, that's interesting. Or, oh, you actually have, let's just make it up. You're in, personal styling. You have relationships with the top designers and the local stores so that you can send a client, say, hey, I'm a client of Marcella, and they already know VIP access, pull the stuff for you, the latest collection. You get your own special dressing room, and they're treating you as if Marcella is standing there right with you. Let's just say that was a service. Marcella, I totally just made that up. But you get the point that not a lot of other stylists, right, would be doing something like that. So you're always looking to see, what is it that I'm doing that's different? Because it's the answer of why would you want to do business with me? Again, all things being equal. We both have the same amount of years, in personal styling. We're all members in good standing of the, related associations, et cetera, et cetera. What is going to make me choose to hire this personal stylist versus that one? One of the things that Nordstrom is known for that made them different, unique, and special, it could be a year after you got your sweater and you're like, I noticed a little bit of a threading was No problem, man. Return it. How would you like that money to be returned to you? Would you like to put it on the credit card that you use? Done and done and done. Four Seasons. They have a guest policy that says, I think it's $1,000. Anybody who works at the Four Seasons, you could be in engineering, you could be valet, you could be in the rest. It doesn't matter. If a guest has a problem that is $1,000 or less, fix it. You don't need to say, "Oh, let me call the manager. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me see. Oh, you know, it's not our policy." If it's $1,000 or less, fix it. Oh, my chicken was so cold, and I'm so sorry. My deepest apologies from the chef. The entire meal is comped. Fix it. Customer service, right? Absolutely. Vivian saying customer service and how they make you feel is really, really important. Absolutely. This is my winning strategy. This is why I tell you my book is God is my brand strategist, because he and I are a majority. VIP day, and yes, I do that. But think about even Marcella, and again, I'm not giving this to you to say that I want you to do it, but right? So I love that you say that. There can be other stylists who also do a VIP day. What if you have relationships with these brands across the country? So your client is vacationing in Vail, they're vacationing in Scottsdale, and they're like, "Ooh, I want to go into the Tory Burch." Your name is there as Tory Burch, as stylist preferred. You say, "I'm a client of Marcella Shear." It's like, "Oh, come this way, please." Do you even understand, like what Vivian just said, how you make them feel? That they're getting VIP concierge no matter where they go? So guys, think about it. Part of homework. What makes you different, unique, and special? Make a list. Blue sky it. Blue sky just means don't limit it. Don't go, "Oh, well, I can't do that." Like, how would I even like get a relationship? Like, all of these stores are different franchisee owners. Details doesn't matter. Worry about that later. Worry about that later. What are some things that you do or that you could do that become your intellectual property, that you could stand from the front of a stage and say, "This is why you get to work with me. This is why." Right? Some of the things that I have done when I've worked with in my VIP brand ambassador program, my clients know when you get unlimited, unabridged access to my schedule, I'm yours. Nobody does that. Most strategists, consultants, you are lucky if you get 2 30-minute sessions with them. I'm talking about in the one-on-one. You're lucky if you get that. Right? Platinum clients, unbridled access. Nobody else is doing that. So I can stand confidently from the front of the stage and say, "This is why," because I know the reason I do this. And I've had mentors tell me, "Oh, that is not scalable. That is not possible." Because I remember when I was just starting, when I was awash in the weeds of confusion, and I just needed to be able to pick up the phone and call someone, or send an email and ask a question, or send a text just to confirm, "Did you mean for me to do this or this?" Because all of this texting, like now I'm like, "Ooh, text my best friend." It wasn't always that way, right? But I made a determination, a decision, that I was not going to be denied my success. And if tech was the way to go, because one of my words was scalable and other being global, scalable to the world. And as I said in my keynote address in Vegas, to the galaxy, because I'm going to be doing branding on Mars. You heard it here second. Then I get to understand and adopt a tech friendly attitude, right? So it's the same for you, right? It's the same for you. I love this. So when your name, oh, exactly. Oh my gosh, that just even gives me like chills. Oh, you're a client of, oh, sure, anything for you. I did a summit recently. I just did the Comeback Champion Summit. It was a pre-recorded event, and the speakers, I think they were allotted like 20 minutes. And when I was getting ready to record my training, I asked the project manager, I said, I just want to confirm because I'm getting ready to record, how long should the section, be? This is literally what she said to me. Speakers normally have like 20 minutes, but the CEO of the company founder, he said, for Faith, whatever she wants. This is a person I've never met in person. We've done business together, and here's how I've done business, right? He has not been a client of mine, but I have stood as a resource to connect him with other people for his business. So I have not financially profited, but I have profited so much in terms of that my brand has such halo value to him that and this is a big, huge summit. I mean, it was well orchestrated, and everything's time blocked. But to say to me, oh, tell her, Faith, whatever she wants, that's when your brand is standing out unique and different and special. And it's not one thing. So, I like to say to my clients, it's not this or that, it's this and that. Building a brand ain't easy. It takes determination, rigor. It takes a willingness to put yourself at stake, meaning you set your vision, you're decided this thing is happening. You're not concerned. So when you say, oh, it needs to be happening by 2 weeks. So then you're on your timing. Now you're not on God's timing. So then now you're out of the race, because you're going to get disappointed if you're banking on this thing and you're like, oh, this partnership is going to be great. And then God has a totally different plan. But just do the work, be committed, show up when the audience count is 0 anyway. Be excited. Don't worry about that, because you're staking your worth on a small little thing in the corner that says how many counts. And that's irrelevant. So irrelevant. Okay, so Vivian is saying, Vivian's in real estate. So I took notice definitely about how this differentiates them exactly when it comes to other luxury resorts. Absolutely. Listen to me. This is why they can command top dollar, because the feeling, the ease of just knowing you're not going to be penny pinched, you're not going to be managed within an inch of your every time you need something. Let me call the manager. Nobody has time for that. Marcella says, I had a major aha around uniqueness at the last leadership conference I spoke at. Perfectly. I know who this is. Thank you, my love. I received that. Yes, I received that. So your homework is what makes you unique, different, and special. Get a list. Blue sky. Don't limit it. Start writing. Start thinking. If you're not doing it, what are some things that you could do? And you want to start the ideation with, what do they want? Meaning, now these are the people that you're here to serve, the people for whom God has anointed you to serve. What do they want? So for me, if I were a client, a prospect, you would want to know that I prioritize ease over saving a few bucks. So true story. Literally, where I live here in Ave Maria, and don't judge me. Listen, I'm just being off. This is me and my authenticity. I mean, Publix is literally across the street. I mean, I can walk and not break a sweat. It's across the street. And yesterday I was making coffee, and when we do our backup, Cafe Bustela, shout out to the Cafe Bustela team. And I was like, ooh, we're running low. Because I'm like, we probably have like maybe four tablespoons left. Because what I do, shout out to the lovely Brenda, who I get my protein my protein powders from Arbonne. And so I do 2 scoops of it's either chocolate or it's actually a coffee infused plant-based protein powder. So then I add 2 scoops of the instant coffee. So I basically make my own kind of like mocha, but it's like a healthy version. So it goes quick because, we got to get through the morning. I'll sometimes put 3 scoops in. Anyway, so the instant coffee goes fast. And I saw that we probably only had 4 tablespoons. I was like, oh. So rather than put my clothes on and go across the street to Publix, I went onto my computer, pulled up my Amazon account, and ordered 2 jars at 7.05 to be shipped to me this week. And yes, it was a little bit more. But here's the thing. I value my time, ladies and enlightened gentlemen. Let me tell you, this is not just about being bougie or being precious, because this month is going to be a busy month for the personal branding consultancy, right? I've got several projects that I'm working on. We're doing, obviously, the November. I didn't even tell you about this yet. The November session is on Instagram. So if you're on my list, get the email, read it. We're doing 3 hours this time of all things Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram posse and you don't know what an Instagram posse is, you want to go click and register for the November session. You're talking about engagement, getting people to see your stuff. Again, building that takes time. People go, oh, so-and-so's got like 20K. I want to. No, ma'am. It does not work that way. So we're going to be doing a whole workshop on number 1, what does your brand look like on Instagram? Are you utilizing the profile to its fullest capacity? Are you utilizing the profile to its fullest capacity? If you have multiple Instagram pages, do you have a way for people to literally click from your main Instagram over to your next page? Highlights. Do you have your highlights? Do you know what highlights are? Are you doing stories? Do you know what stories are you doing? Right? If you're just like, wait, what? And very important, if your Instagram feed just looks like a mosh pit, meaning it's just a collection of stuff this randomly, as you think of something, you post it and nobody's engaging with it, then you want to register for the Instagram workshop. It's going to be fun. Instagram is one of the things that I love to do. I'm going to share with you how I get my feed to look the way it does. This is something that a lot of people don't want to take the time to do. But I'm telling you, when another brand is like, oh, took one of your posts and said, design of the week, because I take time. Like, this is what I'm saying. I take time to curate my brand. So if you want any or all or some of that, November 21st, 1 p.m. Eastern, the link is in my email. If you're not on my email, drop your email. I'll add you to my email list so you can get those. These sessions are happening once per month. So you don't want to miss the Instagram, because you want to make sure your Instagram set up for 2022 and ready to do business, do work. So that's your inspired action. Take that. If you know your Instagram is a hot mess in the streets, don't even think about it. Just get on the email, register. What makes you different, unique, and special? Do that work, blue sky, see where you can go with that. And I just, yes, living in a servant's heart and mindset. Absolutely. It's the only way to go. So if you have any questions about our topic for today, you can go ahead and post in the Savvy Branders Tribe. If you're not a member of the Savvy Branders Tribe, just here's the name, search it, request to join, and go ahead and in the group, post what you have come up with that makes you unique, different, and special. Because until you start, you won't start. You'll say, oh, this was a great training. This is a great idea. I'm going to do it, at the end of the week. It's not going to get done. It's why I started these workshops, so that we're actually doing the work in the 3 hours we're together, because it's great to have a rah-rah session. You feel good. You hear a word from the Lord. You feel light. And then you click end, and it's a wrap. So I'm standing in the gap for you. I'm standing in the gap for you to take the time, the 3 hours plus, even because the last one went long and people were like, I'm okay. And I'm like, I'm okay to stay if you're okay to stay. So you definitely want to check out. So Karen says she doesn't. Oh, Karen, come through, honey. Come. Oh my gosh. Listen, you want to definitely learn about your Instagram. So I'll tell you the one thing, and I'll wrap with this. If you have any interest in being in the media or getting noticed by influencers, you get to have an Instagram account. Because when I was talking to the producer of Hallmark TV and other producers who are, from CNN, CNBC, what they say is when you make a pitch or you're being considered to potentially be a guest on a show or even comment on a topic, the first place they go is your Instagram. They're not going to your website. They're not going to your Facebook. They're going to your Instagram. Straight from the producers. I'm not making this up. So get on the list, get the information. Any questions, put them in the comments below. Do the homework assignment. Happy National Authors Day again to every single one of you within the sound of my voice. I love you so, so much. Go be awesome today. It is Momentum Monday. And that's all I'm going to say. It's Momentum Monday. You know what to do with that. So take care, everyone. Be a blessing. I love you. I love you. Be well. Peace.